I'm living in that 21st century.
Yo, so back at it again with a game. So today we're going to talk about irreverence and why does it work, practical examples of it, and why you should use it. So irreverence, it was when we went over before in the last video about all the different topics we want to cover. Irreverence was something that was quite tricky to pin down and say, right, what exactly is that and why does it work? So irreverence is basically, if you've seen the film 40-Year-Old Virgin, it's that concept of putting the pussy up on a pedestal. And virgin, obviously because he's a virgin, he doesn't understand game, and he thought that sentence made no sense, but it does, and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't put the pussy up on a pedestal, and you should be irreverent. And the reason for that is because women want to mate, basically sideways or upwards, generally upwards. They want to mate, they want to get off with, they want to have sex with people who they deem as higher status than them, basically better than them. That's what they're looking to do. They want to feel like they're getting someone who's out of their league. So that, I mean, if you remember concepts like the neg, that's why that worked. Kind of, that got ruined a little bit because it's so cringy. It got used for things like, you're a pretty snowflake, but you're not as unique as one. It's like just creepy, cringy, weird shit like that. Or it's really tame and creepy, like you look like a good girl, but you're making bad girl faces. And it's supposed to be like suggestive, but it just comes off like dog shit, like just awful rubbish. Ideally, you want to have like your neg or let's go back a bit. Why was the neg in usage in the first place? It was basically to give this impression that, well, you obviously see yourself as better than the girl. You're not insulting her. You're not being, that'd be plainly rude. That'd be showing a lack of social acuity, social knowledge, and just people don't want to get with someone who's just aggressive and has no tethering to reality. So you're not being overly complimentary, in which you'd be looking up to her. So that's the basics. So the premise is fairly sound. It's just the execution back in the day was really sloppy, basically, and nerdy and creepy. So we're talking about the right way to do it. So what would be a good example of a neg or being irreverent and like coming across in a way that's, I mean, you know what the concept of irreverent means, like the actual word, meaning you're not revering someone else. So you're not making them to be higher than you, right? So it's, I mean, in historical context of the word, it'd be you're being irreverent to the church, like rock and roll stars. When rock and roll first came out, they were irreverent to social norms in 50s America and that sort of thing. So you basically want to be irreverent to the environment, you're non-fussed, and also you're irreverent to the girl. So yeah, a way that can be done in real terms, how would you go about that? A great one, and I saw this off someone else on YouTube, but it's basically, I think you want to be in a conversation already with a girl. It's like sort of already going well, and the more attractive she is, the better. And what you could say to her is just like, do you know what I really love about you? And she's like, what? You know, nothing. Just like that, like, and then smile obviously, and she should be like, hey, and like playfully punch you or something like that. But yeah, stuff like that is a great line. Yeah, I mean, if you're going up to a bar and you're just like, right, you see this area here, this is for us, we're cool, you're not cool, stay out of this area. It's like kind of lame, but it's that tongue-in-cheek thing. You're saying it, it's kind of lame, but it's just like, even one of the things about game is, even if you do something playfully, it still sort of shows that intent. So if you're just like, imagine the most playful way you could say this, like if you're just like, you stink to a girl, even if she doesn't, and then you're smiling so that she knows that you're joking, you're still getting across the point that you're kind of putting her down in a weird way. And you'll see that even though it's a joke and it's very clearly obvious that she doesn't stink, she will still try and be like, no, I don't. So it's a weird thing. So that thing of like, we're the cool ones, don't come in our little area, like, even though it's a joke and a kind of lame one, it's it's lame, and that's what gives it value. So yeah, I mean, that's the sort of little examples you could do. I'll come back with more on those. And why do we use this? So the reason why we do this, like, it's, you're sort of, I can imagine you hearing this advice and being like, irreverent, well, I don't feel irreverent. I don't feel like I'm above the girl, so isn't that faking it? Am I supposed to be genuine? Yes and no. I mean, some of this, if you're not currently good with girls, you are going to have to fake it until you make it to an extent, right? You are going to have to do something that doesn't feel natural and genuine to the point where it feels natural and genuine. So that's just how it is. But you might think, well, this is a small concept. Why would I add this? Why would I go to the trouble of doing this? It's the same reason that, say, if you wanted to get good at sprinting or get good at BJJ or fighting in general, or just good at your job, or good at interviewing, say, there'd be sort of 1,000 little things that you can do that are all going to just give you 0.1%, make you a little bit better in that area. And this is one of those things. It's going to give you a little 1 or 2% on your game, and it's worth doing. It's like if you're going out and you're going to a big dinner party, you dress yourself accordingly, and that dressing yourself process is made up of lots of little 1%. You do your hair nicely, you wash, you put on a nice cufflinks, you put on a nice watch, like da 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 da. And the thing with being irreverent is that's another little toolkit in your pocket, which when you combine it with everything else, it is going to make a difference. So cool, that's irreverence. We're going to do more on that. Let's get it.
No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping.
You're a pretty snowflake, but you're not as unique as one. Putting the pussy up on a pedestal. Ah, you stink!